Welcome back to another episode of Operation C.M.G. We're the podcast that covers comics, movies, and games. I'm your host, Dustin.
And I'm Jacob.
And I'm Leslie.
Man behind the camera.
Juice.
He wants the name this week. I like it.
No, yeah.
Big tough. All right, so good stuff. I'm so excited about stuff we got at the end here. First thing, Justin, you were wrong.
Yeah, let's not go over this too much.
So
Fortnite was actually back up the very next day after we talked about it.
Justin made the big claim that had all the 10-year-olds screaming that's gonna be down for a month. Came back.
Actually came back like the very next day after we were talking about it.
It is
like a normal update, wasn't it? Like the next day, it came out like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Yeah, like the normal stuff goes down at like
by the time
4 a.m.
by the time our podcast was actually uploaded,
yeah,
everything was back working.
Yeah. So if you're one of the dedicated ones that listen like from the very beginning, and you like Fortnite,
first of all, we appreciate you.
We love you. You're in the heart. You're in the family. This is a family here. Okay. And you guys realize that Justin is an idiot. Seriously though, so, what do you think?
I love it.
Why?
It's obviously being Fortnite Chapter 2. It's like it is a sequel, but for me, a whole brand new map. There's 3 of the same places are actually the same. Like
2,
Pleasant, Salty, and Retail.
I was wrong. Yes, you're right.
3.
No, Salty's not in the game.
Salty isn't. Is it not?
Nope.
Okay, so 2. Whatever it is, there's only like 2 or 3 like places that are actually the same. It's like a whole brand new map. What it really reminds me of is like H1Z1, and the reason for that is because there are just mountains and hills everywhere. Original Fortnite was just like flat, and you had hills over here, and then you had like over here you had a couple dips, and then you had a big ass mountain. But like it reminds me so much of like H1Z1, and I want to be correct when I say that the map is bigger than the last one. Correct?
I think it is. It's probably
like
it's probably
stretched
not
just a little bit.
Yeah, it's got because it's broken like a grid section.
It
and
just
I think,
feels bigger.
It does. It does.
When
feel
you're
bigger.
running around and stuff like that. Like the first day we played, like we were running forever.
Yeah.
Like right from the storm, like every time we dropped, and
Well,
it was just.
I think it's because I think when Fortnite first came out, it wasn't as crazy as it was before it died, because it was like you'd shoot somebody and it's like they put up a wall and then it's like they have like 50 million different healing items to get back to full health. Like when Fortnite first came out, it was like, you had like the basic guns, the basic healing items, and that's it.
But yeah, bandages, med kits are hard to find.
You really had to run from the storm. There was no jump pads or rifts or all this crazy shit to get you. Everybody's flying in there and doing crazy shit. It really brought it back to that level. Like they took out a lot of
took out jump pads.
They took out jump pads. There's no rifts. There's no way to like really throw yourself across the map.
I think the only way is zip lines, and those are only on like the right side of the map.
And it literally takes you.
And it goes from up and down. It doesn't really take you into the map. And it's like the right side of the map, and it's just up and down.
Yeah.
Doesn't push you more and towards where you're supposed to be going.
Okay, so other than, I guess, switching up the terrain, and I guess it sounds like they're doing some more balancing to the actual gameplay. Yeah. What's different about this?
So, first of all, the graphics, like, even though, yes, you can fish in Fortnite now, the graphics of it is even though it's a cartoon style game, it somehow got more realistic.
To me, it looks better. I'm
like
more realistic.
Water looks more realistic. Like trees don't just stand under the trees. Like trees, like when you get to the mountain part, like they move around, and there's like fireflies, and you see leaves coming out. It's weird stuff like that.
They don't actually just look like sticks that go up straight, and then just. You can tell that it was just like the same texture pen they were using to be like just one blocky ass tree. And now it's like they go up and they have like multiple different trees like they did in the original Fortnite. But like there's like many different looks to trees, I guess now, and they look more realistic.
Depending on just the type of terrain you're in.
That's a good point. But like they look more realistic than just that's a cartoon tree. But like no, this one moves now, and now it's got textures to it and it looks better.
One of the things that I like, and it purely just like Fortnite really is, where you spend money, it's all cosmetic. It's really a lot of cosmetic stuff. It's like In Fortnite, you get like a gray, green, and blue AR. And then if you get a purple or gold, which is epic and legendary, it's a Scar, right? Well, that's really the only gun that's like once you level it up, it's the same gun, but it looks different. In Fortnite Pass, when they introduced new guns, like
it would be
if a gun looked different, it was a different gun and did different things. Now what they did was like, okay, we have the basic guns, and it's like the gray, green, and blue guns all look the same, and then once if you pick up an epic or a legendary version, it looks different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Versus like they would add like their. I mean, yeah, that's what you said.
It's more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
They brought back a bunch of old guns that were pretty. I don't know, like they were pretty OP whenever they first brought them out, but they seem kind of balanced now. Like you have like the pump.
Well, what they brought back was, I think what they did was like the OP guns that they balanced and then nobody used because there was other OP guns. They took all the OP guns out and they put all the balanced stuff back in.
Yeah.
Like it's way more. I think I got pretty decent at Fortnite, and then it got to a point though where it's just like there's a different breed of gamer, and I was just.
Well, now there's skill-based matchmaking, which makes it better.
So, but I think just bringing it back to a more
balanced and robust.
Yeah, it makes it more enjoyable to play because you're not just
dying.
Not playing little Timmy on his PC at 12 years old who just does nothing but crank 90s all fucking day, doesn't go to school.
I think they went more of a PUBG battle royale than like an Apex. Like it's not a movement based game.
No.
Like Apex is, and it is as far as playability goes a lot more linear, like PUBG. And I think they kind of
found a good balance. Yeah,
they're like, because the more and more they added, it was going towards a movement style game.
Yeah.
Without the movement style characters. And I think this was a good way of reverting from, let's try this one method out, going towards the Apex side, which I know was out before, but you know the evolution of it.
Yeah.
And then deciding this just isn't what our game feels like it's meant to be, and I think it's just them reverting it.
Yeah.
Can I say my favorite feature?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you're not allowed.
Carrying people.
Yeah, so that's
my favorite feature.
Okay, so like in Fortnite's Pass, right? When you're playing, you get knocked. You're not dead necessarily. Like you have a time to either get revived or somebody can like finish your character off. And you could try to like, crawl away so they don't get you. But now what you can do is it's not just your teammates. Anybody can pick up a down teammate and like fireman carry them.
We were playing catch last night.
Which is funny because like in a real situation, we could be like at a kind of a far distance and he can get down and I can like run up to grab him and like run his ass away to some cover.
Like say you're in a storm. And
or
you can in the storm.
You can be on top of a building and down an enemy, pick their ass up, and yeet them off a roof.
We were playing catch with an enemy last night.
Yeah.
We were all four of us standing in a circle.
We found one guy who was by himself, and like I was like, I had a shotgun out, and I was like, everybody, try to throw him in the air. I'm gonna shoot him out the air.
We never got that clip though. Like it's harder than it looks because I feel like sometimes whenever you throw them up, sometimes they'll go up, but sometimes they'll still go a little bit more linear.
Regardless of where they go, you throw them very fast.
You really do.
You're like
you think it's just like, ugh, but no, you just straight up.
Yeah.
Throw them.
So that really is.
That's my favorite feature. I don't like fishing. Cool, man. I'm glad, but I want to pick this dude up and yeet him off a mountain.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite.
Okay, that sounds pretty dope.
It actually saved us a couple times too, being able to pick each other up. It's a nice topic, like because you were saying like, sometimes you don't have time to revive. Like sometimes you get a whole team pushing you and you need to go out the storm, and both of you in the storm, I get knocked. You can pick me up instead of being like, do I revive you
or do I just run?
Do I run? Because you can still get reboot cards, which is like if you are downed and you get fully eliminated, you drop a card, and now I can take that and go to a reboot van and reboot your character, and now you get to play still. But now it's like, okay, I can at least make it further into the storm if I know he's going to die. Instead of waiting for him to die here, pick up his reboot card, then try and make it a storm. I can pick him up, and the moment Dustin dies on my back, I can pick up his card and keep going.
Right.
So it makes it so much more nice.
And you're probably
So
more likely that way you're going to be further away from
Further away
whatever's
from-
shooting you.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Because you got assholes that just fight you in the sun. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna die. So are you.
That's.
That,
Fortnite
and he
is-
knows that's one thing that triggers. I hate it. It triggers me so much.
The Fortnite community is toxic.
Very.
Yeah, seeing as how you just said you picked someone up and just like was chucking them.
I feel like it's
with
Epic.
your
I feel like it's
friends.
Epic's
You are the
fault, though.
toxic.
I feel like it's Epic's fault that we're toxic because they literally added emotes so you could dance on people. Like they gave us that. They gave us the ammo. We were just like, you know what? Now we're toxic.
I think that was an idea they had and never knew it was going to blow up. Like, I think
Yeah.
the whole free-to-play thing was, let's see how this
I think
battle
Fortnite
royale.
was an idea that nobody thought was gonna.
I don't think they planned on, 3 emotes being memes to this day you see when scrolling through stuff.
The very
You
first
can
one
go
is
to your
the,
local Walmart
They
right
have
now and find a
hundreds.
10-year-old doing take the L.
Yeah, they have hundreds of emotes and things that are coming out that I guarantee it if you would have told them when they first opened up, it was going to be that big of a deal. They're like, whatever you say.
out of all those emotes that you were talking about, like all the ones they have now, the only one that really just jives me the wrong way is the very basic one, the default dance. It just pisses me off. It's like, I know you're better than me. I know, I get it. You fucked me up. And then you do the basic fucking dance. When I can see you paid money for this game, you have other dances. Why use that? Pisses me off.
So to remind you
It's to remind me, yeah.
of your failure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
I
got
think-
killed by a basic bitch.
Yeah.
I feel like it's technically not a sequel, but I really do feel like it is a sequel, and I feel like if you ever had interest and you might want to start playing Fortnite, right now is the time to start playing it. 'Cause this is
Especially with
the-
skill-based
this is the
matchmaking.
Perfect time.
Mhm.
Perfect to get in because it is not the same Fortnite. It is not the crazy shit, boogie bombs and dynamite and people.
Oh my god. Dynamite.
Does everything, all the crazy shit.
Until they start releasing new shit. But I mean, like my point is like skill-based matchmaking makes it so much better because I know I'm not the best and I know you're better than me, but like I know when me and you go play duos that it's gonna scale up to your level. So like, and I wouldn't say we're that far behind, but he is better than me.
Mhm.
But I know that whenever I play squads or something, Dustin's up here. All these people are gonna scale up. But like if I was to go play solos by myself, I might get my first solo win in this shit.
Mhm.
Just maybe.
Just
Maybe
because
they'll
you're
put me in a
playing
fucking lobby of
people on
bots and I'll
your
just go
level.
off.
Josh did. Shout out to the boy Josh. Josh didn't play Fortnite in like 4 months.
He got a solo win?
First game on, the first game on, win.
Yeah, the first game that
Like
they dropped you
11
in,
kills.
like off the cutscene?
Yeah.
That's all bots.
Whatever. If you're a first time player, it's my
yeah,
fault.
true.
A win is a win.
A win is a win, bitch. But
I mean-
I get what you're saying, but like...
Did you get the glider? Is it in your inventory?
Yeah.
Okay then, you won. You won the game.
My main point is that why it's so great is because Leslie's obviously only touched it the one time we made him touch it. But like, he was going there, he don't know how to play it. Yes, he'd scale up to us, but as of right now, our people ain't that great either.
I don't even think it's that, man. Because sometimes we play and we play with like a group of 4, and it's like there's just like you just see people that are just like
So,
running into the wall. They're just like.
but okay, so my point is do you think that if all 4 of us were to play, that we would scale up your level, or do you think it kind of averages out? Like between all 4 skill bases, kind of like For Honor, when it's like, oh, your skill is higher than this, but your team skill is
Kinda
on
like
par with the
Overwatch,
other
yeah.
people. It would make sense for it to average out because then everybody's having fun.
Mhm.
He may be able to take down these people, and he may be way up there, but whenever
Right.
I go to play with him, I'm getting shit on all the time.
He may be, the superstar in it, but everyone else within the team, we're still having fun.
Exactly.
Because they're on our level, so to speak.
Exactly.
Or comfortable around.
Yeah. It's just way more fun for me. Like, I don't want to play people who are on World Cup level. I just want to play a game and have fun. And I love the skill-based match.
But if you want to, then there's a competitive side too.
Yeah, you can still play competitive, which for some reason took out duos or...
Or so if you play competitive, it's just like you're solo.
There's a competitive solos and squads.
You can't do
So you can play by yourself,
trios
or you can play with a group of 3 other people.
Which kind of sucks because me and him can't play the competitive duos anymore because it's just out the window. But
But if you had another person, then y'all could.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which could be you. Alrighty. So, next topic. A character that I feel like when I said the name, I was the only person who slightly knew. Bloodshot got its movie trailer. No one in this room gave a shit. That I
Until
said,
we found out it was going to be played by Vin Diesel.
or like Juice likes to call him, Van Diesel.
Van Diesel.
Like the car he drives in Fast and Furious. I don't know. Literally, my knowledge was he's a comic book character, he kills people, and I thought he was from Image Comics. And he's actually from...
Variant.
No. Variant?
Variant.
Okay. If it's in Variant. Boom. That's all I knew.
All I know is that after watching that, I've already downloaded 3 comics to read tonight of that.
So the trailer was very good.
I thought it was good. It's an interesting concept to a character. I like it.
I mean, and it doesn't hurt at all that you have Vin Diesel playing it.
Oh, absolutely not.
Like looking at it, he's one of those people where it's just like, oh, you see him punch a wall, it's like, all right, it makes sense. He looks muscular, you know, he's his muscular dude, and it's like, it's not The Rock, who I feel like is overplayed. I get they're like, you know, buddies.
He's like the only one that ever like pushed that point. But go ahead.
It's like he
Don't add me.
he looks the part. It looks like it's going to be a good movie. It looks like it's going to be entertaining, even though the trailer gives you like a lot of what's going on.
It does drop a lot of it on you.
Well, I think the part where so I was very interested because it's like it explains you like he's a soldier and then he's he's enhanced and he's got the best way I can describe it, I guess he's got like nanobots
it's nanobots in his bloodstream.
Yeah.
That if he gets in the trailer gets shot in the face with a shotgun, it just he was back, which is pretty cool. Right?
Shit.
Exactly. So what got me is like he's like he gets his memory wiped, and he's the Bloodshot villain. He's not a regular guy anymore. And it's like he's like he goes rogue, and I'm gonna find who killed my wife, and then they do it to him again, and then they do it to him again, and then you realize that they're replaying that memory with different people that killed his wife.
They're using that memory
to kill other people.
Yeah, because
that's where
he was like, put this target in now, is what he was saying. Like,
and you even
I was like, when the fuck did his wife die?
Yeah,
of the guy.
Yeah, you see the guy holding the gun.
I was like, oh, I need to go find the guy that killed my wife. I was like, when the fuck did your wife die? Like, that was not anywhere in, and until he watched the sequence when they had him. It just says like, oh yeah, you were a soldier and you died on the battlefield, and now you're here. Your wife's dead, and this guy killed him. And I was like, what?
That's where it got like it really gets you with like it's kind of cliche, and then it's like, well, wait a minute.
I kind of put you in that thing of like, did his wife really die, or y'all just was he even married?
That's what I'm sitting here wondering.
Right?
Like,
because
did you even have a wife?
Nothing was mentioned about his wife or him having a family. It was just him.
No, at the very beginning of the trailer.
Are you sure?
That's the very, 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 very first thing you see.
Okay, but is that something
is it just an implant?
Is it something that actually happens, or is it an image that the movie is showing us that, okay, he thinks it's real, so of course they're going to show us because to him it's real, so to us watching his experience, they're going to show that with his wife and everything to make us feel, oh yes, this is what he experienced before the accident, even though there was no accident to begin with.
Mm-hmm. It's just misleading.
But
like, you're correct. I mean, it was at the beginning. I might have missed it, but like, if it was at the beginning,
that's literally the only part that I was debating.
Yeah, I didn't see that part. So yeah,
I was my point.
I'm debating that, like, maybe he wasn't married to begin with.
Oh, yeah, that's probably gonna be a plot twist. I was never doubting that scenario. He just said.
I said I didn't see the wife.
He said that you don't even see anything, and I was like, well, that's the very first thing you see.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, so I missed that.
But you don't know if it's real.
No, it could be fake. It could be all computer. He could be a fucking 40-year-old divorced. He gotta kill himself.
He's so like a homeless man or something, and they're like,
he might not even be a military person.
Right, it's just like we're gonna make him into the $1 Million Man or some
Exactly.
shit like that.
He could have been a podcast host, and they could have captured his ass.
Hey, if anybody wants to capture me and put me with that shit, that'd be great.
If anybody wants to take him off my hands.
Okay,
Yes.
so I got a question. Like, how do you feel about him having these powers and abilities from nanobots? Because it's like a concept that you would think is cliche, something that you would think is like overused.
So the cat,
but it's really not.
The kick is this, right? None of us really know this. It's a comic character, so I feel like if that's if issue very 1 of Bloodshot, if that's in there, then it's whatever.
So what you're trying to say is you don't
Like,
think that
it's justified, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
So, but are you trying to say that in the comics, if he didn't have the nanobots and it was just he could just regenerate himself, that in the movie they made it we had nanobots, that it was justified?
No, reverse that. If in the comic he had nanobots, and the movie he had nanobots, and then I think that's kind of cliche. Then you're like, well, he has it in the comics, so
No. I'm not saying
that.
I'm not saying him having nanobots is cliche. I'm saying you would think it is, but it's not. And for the simple fact of
different.
Yeah, because it's like generally it's like, oh, people have powers. Well, now it's just simply either you're a metahuman or you're a mutant. But it's just like they very rarely will be like, oh, why can you do that? Oh yeah, I have nanobots in my bloodstream. Like, technology is my power.
And that's the point to me too. Is like because I said Terminator is what it reminded me of. Terminator is like an actual fucking cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
So like no human bones, nothing that he's a fucking robot. He's not though. Like he's a human, but the nanobots aren't like in his skin. He doesn't have like robotic bones. It's in his bloodstream.
It's like little robot actually
in his bloodstream, not just on his skin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're wearing an Iron Man suit made of nanobots. It's in his bloodstream.
Or it's not like what was that movie? It's not like iRobot where like Will Smith has like that fucking robotic arm or some shit like that. Yeah, it's not like that where he has that robotic arm. It's like
he sprays that like shit over it.
Yeah, it's actually like in the bloodstream, and I think that's unique.
Yeah,
it's something that actually. I won't say it kind of brings me in, but I think it's interesting about that character because it's not just a run of the mill mutation, radioactiveness, this
gamma rays,
alien thing.
He's just born with it.
Yeah, it's just like no, like I don't know. I just think that's interesting.
I do too. It makes it unique. Does it like you think like how you were saying you think it's cliche, but it's in his bloodstream. Like he wasn't born with it; they gave it to him. That's what makes it not cliche.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you get that kind of feeling from most comics that aren't DC or Marvel, because I loved the Umbrella Academy, and they have a very unique spill on the people's powers
and how
they got it. And
you would love Doom Patrol.
But like a lot of them that are outside of the, DC or Marvel universe, they have unique things since it's not really mainstream.
Yeah. That
kind of brings you into.
It separates them from the.
mainstream.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
How do you feel? Because I'm sure there's like diehard Bloodshot fans. Mm-hmm. You think Bloodshot fans are happy with this Vin Diesel casting?
I'm going to say yes, only because it's like, in all honesty, who else would you get?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because you gotta think this isn't a DC movie. This isn't a Marvel movie. So it's like you're not going to have people that are going to come in off the strength of the brand. So we need to have an actor who has
pull.
So like they see this person is
Keanu Reeves.
Wouldn't work.
He doesn't. I know.
He doesn't.
I know. I'm just.
But my point is the reason why I like Vin Diesel as it is is that he's not just for people who know him just in Fast and Furious stuff like that. Like he's supposed to be a killer in this movie, so you would think. I think automatically Witch Hunter.
I think
Pitch Black in the Riddick saga. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this motherfucker can be a killer. I've seen him do it. He would play this part really fucking well.
Even if he hasn't done it in the past, just looking at
absolutely.
him, he looks like, Vin Diesel just killed someone. I can see it.
But that Pitch Black is in the back of my head. That Chronicles of Riddick and the Riddick, like it's just in the back of my head. I'm like, he can fucking do it. Like he played that part to a T. Like I know he can kill people, and I know he's not just Fast and Furious, but he's really good at it.
You know what's weird is I don't remember a fucking damn thing from Riddick movies.
I have all 3 of them.
But I know I love them.
I have all 3 of them.
Like I don't remember what they're about. I know Vin Diesel on a red.
Take the back seat. There's 3.
Take the back seat.
There's 3 Riddick movies.
Yeah. I mean, technically there's 4, but if you want to count the anime.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's Pitch Black is 1, Chronicles of Riddick, and then in between Pitch Black and Chronicles of Riddick, there is Dark Fury, which is the anime.
You need to take the fucking back seat.
Riddick, which is the 2013 movie of him after Chronicles of Riddick.
Okay.
After the keep what you kill moment. And
then, I completely forgot that they brought that back. Riddick. Okay, yeah. No,
which was actually, it was actually really good. I thought it was gonna suck, but it was actually really good.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. I have it at the house.
I have to go. I have to watch that.
Yep.
So.
It
just gives me that like whenever Vin Diesel has to play like a killer part, I immediately go like Riddick. Like, yep, he can do it. Damn sure do it.
To me, this is a good comeback because it's like like he did those movies, and then he started to do more like family movies. I know he did like The Pacifier and other things, but it's like, and he mainly started to just do the Fast and Furious movies, and he kind of just seemed this is going
to be one-offs like Witch Hunter, and then come back to Fast and Furious.
You know what's funny is I was gonna question you on is this really a comeback, but then it popped in my mind that they tried to reboot Triple X.
Oof.
And then I was like, you know what? This is a comeback role.
After Ice Cube.
Yeah.
They sure did. Oh my god.
Because everyone was like, Vin Diesel's back, but everybody's like, this movie looks like shit.
Yeah.
But see, so no, yeah, it's like this is.
I don't think I even watched it. Like I was just like,
I don't think anybody.
I'm not. I was just watching it. I'm like, it don't even look like Triple X. Like it don't look like a Triple X movie. I was like, yeah, they're doing stunts, and that's what he was known for in the first movie. But what's the point?
So, on the subject of casting people, more Batman news. And
this one's a doozy. I'm not gonna lie. This one hurt me right here.
Hurt you?
Yeah.
Wow. Go for it.
The fact that Jonah Hill will not be in the new Batman movie.
So, okay. So, let me expand on that. Alright, so people who don't know, Pattinson is taking $5 million to be Batman, right? I don't know if that's good or not.
I was going to ask if that's good for Batman.
So, I think I read a thing that said something like Heath Ledger got paid 10 for Joker.
Okay.
Pause.
Wait, no.
Are we really finna do this? Like, regardless, $5 million is $5 million.
I'm gonna expand on this. Hold up. So Jonah Hill's out, right? Because he's not getting paid enough, or whatever. So then they're gonna go after Seth Rogen. All right. Nothing comes of that. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. I got more to expand on that. Then they cast Paul Dano as Riddler. Right. There was no speculation about that whatsoever, so I'm pretty sure since they're the only thing that we have are 2 fat funny guys, it's probably going to be the Penguin. He's probably not going to be a very threatening villain, and he's definitely not the main villain.
Well,
that's so.
The article that I read on Twitter was explaining how he didn't take it because of budget reasons. Like not Seth Rogen. I just had a mind blank. Who was it? Jonah Hill. That Jonah Hill didn't take it, but it had like a picture of the Penguin on the back. But like that was like, obviously, that's one of the first villains to think of when he comes to mind of who a bigger guy's gonna play. But like it was just off on the side, and I was like, it didn't say shit about Penguin in there, but I was like, all right, well, somebody showed a picture of it.
See, one of the things that I read is that he may be up for another role, and so he's kind of like he's just competing with this, and it's just like. He said that this wasn't, I guess it wasn't like enough of a big role for him or some shit, but it's like that.
That's why I'm really. I'm vibing with the.
He's going to be like the secondary villain. Yeah. Now, do you think that was just last? Like, do you think that you don't think this would be kind of like a segue thing? Like, okay, let's say because we obviously have a Catwoman, we obviously have a Riddler. Do you think that they would 100% utilize the Penguin if they were to have him in this movie, Or do
No.
you think it would be kind of like an introductory type thing?
Which would make
I
sense.
think
The reason
it
why
would-
he
I
wanted more money.
I think it'd 100% be.
Good point.
I think it would be something along the lines of like what they said the opening scene of Spider-Man 4 was going to be. Like you literally Spider-Man taking in Mysterio. Like you don't even see him capture him. It's just like
He just
here's Mysterio. Here's this stupid villain that's.
Everybody loves for
It's
some reason.
like in that universe, he's
So-
not a big deal. So I feel like that's what the Penguin's going to be.
So kind of just like not necessarily.
Because
I really
how big of
kind
a
of like
threat?
a throwaway.
Exactly, because how big of a threat? I feel like this is going to be like a real grounded one. So it's gonna be like how big of a threat
A character
Is-
to
is
introduce the Riddler.
is a 5'5" fat dude gonna be to Batman? None. So he's probably gonna be.
Okay, but you got to think this isn't the run of the mill Batman. This is a younger Batman. This is a more detective style Batman, at least from what I've read. They said that's what it's going to be. And so it would actually be the stature and the physicality of the villain doesn't matter. At that point in this movie, especially with someone like the Penguin who really doesn't, he himself doesn't do much. He just has goons do shit for him.
Yeah.
He's running shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like I wouldn't count a villain like that out just yet. Now again, it could be a throwaway character for this movie, but for the simple fact that you have Zoe Kravitz, we don't know if she's going to be like, girlfriend Catwoman or kind of like, slick enemy Catwoman. Like, the Riddler is going to be in there, so it's just like you already have one major villain, one kind of, you could say, an anti-hero at the beginning that will turn into like an ally at the end. Yeah. And it's just like, I really do think that within itself is a lot. So them not necessarily utilizing the Penguin wouldn't be a bad thing, just because if he does capture him at the beginning, then that leaves us with something to do with the sequel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here, I was literally going to say that because you don't know if it is Penguin, right? Because we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But every person they've casted, whenever they said Jonah Hill was going to be in the movie, they didn't tell what it was going to be. So if it was going to be Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman, and then you have Paul Dano being Riddler, that was a confirmed thing. He's going to be Riddler, and then she's going to be Catwoman. But you have no idea who he was going to play. So like maybe it was like an end of the movie thing where it was like, by the way, here's Penguin, and he's going to be in the next movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could have been that kind of like plot twist they didn't want to give out. Instead of it being like, and that's probably why he wanted more money or something like that. But it's because he's playing a popular Batman character. But you're only in there for 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah, but I think the one thing that's like stuck in my mind is like they go after Jonah Hill, they don't get Jonah Hill. So who they go after next? Seth Rogen.
But think about it. That's
But they're obviously trying to typecast a villain.
but a funny villain who can actually act, but who is, I guess, mainly known for who's funny.
Not as serious as the Riddler.
See, I guess, but it's just like, I don't know. See, the Penguin needs to be. To me, the Penguin, he can be comical, but he needs to, like, he's a major crime boss. He needs to be able to.
So you
instill
think maybe
fear
this is like
or-
a funny, like a I don't know, Mothman, or Mothman's not even a fucking character, Killer Moth, or like a
See, I was thinking like Kite Man.
or Kite Man.
He was like Mothman. I was like, what the fuck does he know? I don't know.
That was, yeah, or fucking the Condiment King. Something like that.
See,
Like an actual joke character, like a stupid.
I don't think so. I don't think they would waste the talent of, because they were going for Jonah Hill, and they're going to Seth Rogen, so it's just like they're obviously not going like. I don't know. They want someone who can actually bring some. I feel like they want someone who can be funny, who you can laugh at, but someone who can bring substance to the actual character.
Maybe they were going for like a weird version of Harvey Bullock.
Or a different version of Penguin where he's a little bit more funny.
So
Like,
right now,
like you can make speculations for all of that. I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm just saying, like, you can
so
make
as
speculations.
of right
for
now,
anyone,
we
man.
know who the Riddler is. It's Paul Dano.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that. Honestly, I don't like him as the Riddler. Oh,
I am not going to lie. I don't know who Paul Dano is. Do we know what he's been
the
in?
newcomers. I think that's the only thing I can think of that he's been in. But
He's been in. He was. Yeah, you want to go ahead and look it up?
I got it right
He
here.
was in Looper. He was in.
Who is he in? Luther?
Swiss Army Man and There Will Be Blood.
No, he was in way more than that.
Well, that's just the ones it shows. That's a screenshot on me.
Let me do some googling. This is some live. That's not on Google. It's my cell phone. What are you guys pulling up?
Paul.
Huh? How you guys doing today? You guys doing good? The fans out there. I love you. I appreciate you.
Prisoners.
Suggestions for anything you want us to talk about?
The Girl Next Door.
DM me. Twitter. Instagram. Facebook.
Swiss Army Man. Wildlife. Taking Lives. Youth. Okja.
with that being said, I don't think the Penguin is an overly comical character.
No, it's not.
So I kind of want to know why they're going for that vibe of an
I like your
actor.
I would assume because I've never seen this dude before, but real talk, he does like he's slick, looks like Nigma from Gotham.
So here's my thing, right? So why I gave you the that was I don't mean it. Honest to God, I didn't have like any kind of facts to back that up. My whole thing is this: is I have rested my Batman livelihood on as soon as they said Robert Pattinson is Batman, I was just like, I'm all in. All my chips are in. And everything they've done so far, I don't know, I get this really weird vibe that like what they're doing is definitely out of the norm, but it's gonna work really fucking well.
You think they know what they have in mind and they need somebody
and they are doing it specifically.
Yeah, if they went for Seth Rogen, or if they went for Jonah Hill, then Seth Rogen for the same part,
there's most definitely
they are doing
specifically,
and that just
They
doesn't
know
match
what this
what I
movie
know
is.
as the Penguin. And I guess with that and then the Paul Dano, what I know, because all I know
Yeah.
him from is the newcomers.
Yeah.
I'm like, to me, you
He's-
can make him resemble the Riddler, but the personality vibe that I got from him wasn't what I see
He's
the
very.
Riddler as.
He kind of is. I seen him. There's one movie I saw on IMDb. I was looking at the other day that I saw him in, and I was like, holy shit, that's that guy. He plays a very like nerd / smartass
Okay.
type person,
but-
and that is Edward Nigma,
And if they have,
who thinks he's the smartest person in the room 24/7.
and I think you're probably right with they have this vision. It's just you're set that this vision is golden. I want to say it is, but at the same time, it's a lot different than what I was picturing originally.
No, but see, that's the thing. That's what works about it, because it's like this is the first. It's different. It's the first thing where it seems like, okay, this may be an actual comic book movie where it's like it wasn't raised for like the theatrics. It wasn't
Yeah.
raised for like,
Because think about every live action version of Batman so far, except for BVS, because that was pretty comic heavy, especially like in the Justice League. But
Yeah.
like solo Batman stuff, it's always all of it has been like Batman in this specific weird world that we built for Batman type. You know what I'm saying? Like every
Yeah.
Gotham feels like just
Batman would only
That's really
survive in this. This Batman would only survive in
that
this
weird
world.
we created for him.
Good point.
Yeah.
This feels, it's got this weird, it all started with Robert Pattinson. Like, why the hell would you go after that guy unless,
You had plans.
and you had like,
They-
Matt
they-
Reeves is got like, he's got a vision for Batman, and like, that, he knows what he's doing.
And he is right. It's more of that detective style is what it's supposed to be. I don't know exactly how far they're going into that,
you
but
know, like, and every time people say that, it kind of grinds my gears like a little bit on the
Well, I mean,
inside.
it's not confirmed to be that.
No, it is. Cause
No,
he's
it
literally,
is confirmed
Matt
to be
Reeves
that?
has said that directly. He's like,
It
this
is
is
a more-
a detective-driven psychological Batman story.
Yes.
Right? But what grinds my gears is like, it took this long because like this. When people say it's a detective Batman. Batman is a fucking detective. This is just Batman.
Every other movie is an action Batman.
Yes, this is Detective Batman. I'm like, that's just Batman.
Well,
But
we have live action, and then we also have more like suspenseful thriller kind of thing. And I don't know if it's going to be kind of along those lines as a detective suspense movie with a Batman aspect, which that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm definitely hoping it turns into.
This is going to be a movie where it's no one else would be able to figure this out.
You don't
besides Batman.
In
other movies, Bruce is fucking stupid.
I was literally going to say that. You don't look at Christian Bale as Batman and be like, dude, this is the greatest detective of all time. Then you go to, what? Oh God, what's his name? I blanked.
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. You're like, he's not the greatest detective of all time.
Not gonna lie, you think Alfred's like a genius in most of the movies.
You go to Alfred.
Yes. Alfred, when did you find out?
Or Lucius.
Cool, I'll take care of it.
Or Lucius.
Yeah.
But at the
he's
same
not
time,
the actual brains.
Batman's the greatest detective.
Yeah, and
he should
Christian
be
Bale
telling
knows shit
you
what's going on.
this. He should be telling you the information that most of the people tell him.
But I don't think
I don't think he said I know once in that fucking movie in the whole the trilogy of Christian Bale.
Yeah.
They didn't say, "Hey man, this is where it's just going down," and he didn't be like, "I know."
He
didn't have that Batman shit.
I don't want to see Bruce sit at a computer and be like, "Yes, correct." I want Bruce to sit at a computer, bat cowl off, and just be like brooding and be like,
"It doesn't make sense."
Already looking at shit. Yeah, already looking at shit.
Like just
50 monitors going on. He's following everything.
He's got leads and everything.
What does this symbol mean? How does this? I know this correlates to this, but how?
Like I want to see silence and then him be like, "That's it," and just stand up and pop in the Batmobile and take off.
Yeah, but Dr. House epiphany moment, just like.
And you're just like, damn it, Batman, just explain it for me so I can know.
Yeah.
But I think when people say Detective Batman, I don't think they're separating that from a live action. I think it's just the genre of movie that you plan on going to see.
Yeah. That's a good point. Think yes, and I don't think the general public
understands
that Batman is
smart as hell.
He's just him. There's not like the CW Flash show where it's Barry's an idiot and it takes a team of people to figure out what's going on. Mm-hmm. It's just Batman. Just him. Yeah. He does everything himself. GCPD, they suck.
I got a question. How would you feel if this was a Batman movie that didn't have an Alfred, or it was very Alfred light? Because you gotta think, in most movies,
he's super heavy.
Alfred's super heavy. Alfred is super helpful, and it's like...
You know what I would want, honest to God? I would actually really like that. Because, I think what... Me, being somebody who's read, Batman the most, when I think of Alfred, the very first thing that pops in my mind is, all the times that Alfred's just been trying to be nice, and Bruce just snaps at him. And then you're like, you're such a dickhead, dude.
I think about Alfred having cookies, having pancakes, just saying, "Oh yeah, dinner's in the microwave. You want me to heat it up?" That's what especially from the comic book Alfred. Mm-hmm. But it was movie Alfred. I think of, "No sir, you actually need to go here. This is going on." Blah blah. Basically they replaced Oracle for Alfred.
And then you realize that how many comic book panels you've read with Alfred literally just coming out of Batcave for tea.
Yeah, he's not.
He has a platter.
Alfred is a fucking butler.
Yeah, in Ben Affleck, Batman, BVS, and Justice League, bro, that dude's at the computer 24. He ain't got time to clean the house.
Right.
He's controlling the Batwing. He's sending in all the reinforcements.
He's researching.
Jesus
shit.
Christ, he's Robin.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So would you actually like?
Yes, if we got a real true to form not the version, because there technically is a comic version where he used to be his next soldier, but now he's a butler. If he was just regular old butler ass Alfred, he's Bruce's father figure, and he's just an old man. And he's there for sit down and be listen, I know what you're going through is tough. And Bruce is like, fuck you, old man. You know what I'm talking about.
52 Bruce being a dickhead.
And then you're just like, dude. Why do you do this to him so much?
Have
So-
you guys
He
ever
just
seen,
loves you.
He just loves you.
Have you guys ever seen the, series Archer?
Mm-hmm.
How he treats
Woodhouse.
Woodhouse?
Woodhouse. No,
Because-
Woodhouse.
Woodhouse. Because he's
That's Bruce Wayne.
yes, not quite
Except
to that
Bruce
extent,
literally
but
treats every other human in his life that way.
yes. But with that being said, like he is that character that everybody wants to love and loves to love, but because of that, I think at least in the movies and everything, they've tried to elaborate on that to make him more of a focal point instead of just somebody that's like, that's my boy, now out of the picture. I think it's more like they know everybody loves him just because he's a smiley little guy that's there.
But see, like the only Alfred like that makes sense where he's in there and he's enjoyable is like Gotham, because like he's raising Bruce at that point. You know what I mean? Like he's
Dude,
meant to
have
be
you
there a
seen
lot.
Gotham past like season 1?
I mean, I watched.
Bro,
one
he's
of
out
them,
there.
too.
He's out there with Commissioner Gordon, fucking shooting people.
Never mind. Season 1.
He's Batman.
Season 1 of Gotham makes sense.
Jesus, like that.
Season 1 of Gotham.
Dude,
makes
he's
sense.
Commissioner Jim Gordon and Alfred Pennyworth.
They're
in
just
the show
out there fucking partners?
They're Batman and Robin. They took though. Bruce will be like,
watch it now.
I secretly have no idea I befriended the Riddler and I got captured, and here comes fucking Alfred and Jim Gordon. You know, shooting everybody.
GCPD. Smack.
Yeah, and don't get me
I
wrong,
actually
so-
didn't know that, but like
Anyway, so
first season is what I was pointing at.
I just wanted Woodhouse.
So-
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting information. A lot of information. She's played Catwoman once before in the Lego Batman movie.
Really?
Yes, she's also the stepdaughter of
Of
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, that's
I have no idea. All this took me off.
really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's very adamant about
Yeah.
his family.
Yeah,
He
but I
said
was-
something to her like on Twitter or something like that about her getting the role. I didn't read it, but like he
He was
mentioned
just like
something
he
as
was
a heartfelt message.
He was like super stoked. He's like,
Yeah.
yes, Aquaman and Catwoman. Like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Dude, he is literally like that with anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
That's
is
like-
the
I feel
most.
like you just,
That is
like,
the most like
yeah.
hulked out, roid raging dude.
I
well,
fucking
it's
love
like
it,
I
man.
say, most people who could just whoop anyone's ass just be happy all the time.
Oh, yeah,
They have
Yeah.
nothing to worry about.
So,
Right.
when I saw the Lego Batman thing, I was like, what? And I literally went on YouTube and I was like, Catwoman scene, Lego Batman. Couldn't find anything. And I don't remember her in that movie. Granted, I only saw it once. But like, I don't know. For some reason, that gives me like a good feeling.
I'm not gonna lie. Since Batman is in the actual like Lego movies, I can't think of which is his movie and which is like.
The Lego movie or whatever.
Yeah,
It was
but-
me Batman.
But for the simple fact that, for me, since she played it in the Lego Batman, and is like I guess doing it in the live action, that shows me that she likes this character, she cares about this character, and Zoe Kravitz is actually. I don't make it seem like she's the best actor out there, but she's got some pretty good chops,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm excited. I give her I won't say I give her the thumbs up, but it's like she's probably okay or anything, but like I'm excited for her.
I am too. I think that, like I said, this is a weird. I think we're gonna be talking about this for a very, very long time because, like, so far we got a Batman, a Commissioner Gordon, a Catwoman, and a Riddler.
And I'm not gonna lie, this actually kind of makes me think that if they do get Seth Rogen to do like the Penguin, I'm kind of for it. Like, just I'm not kind of 100% for it, just because it's like everything just seems so weird, like just so
Like you got
different.
Commissioner Gordon
But,
changed a little bit, and you got like Zoe Kravitz. You know what I mean? Like it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
alright with it.
fucking
what's
the
weird?
Riddler being so like, I guess he kind of looks like a little young, but then this is a young Batman.
What's weird
So-
about this, or what makes sense about it, is everything's so weird, but it makes sense
But it
because,
makes sense.
because Gotham City is weird. Like, it's the weirdest place in the DC universe.
I can see
Like,
that.
everywhere else is, like, bright color. I'm your hero of the city. I'm here to save you. And it's like, I live in Gotham. It's like, Batman's here, but I'm kind of fucking terrified of him.
And he's kind of a dick.
Yeah. Like,
Superman never comes to visit us. I don't know why.
yeah. It's always night here. It's always raining. I don't understand. I don't know what's going on.
I wonder if someone, like, if they just were to ever say that, just like, you notice how it's like night a lot here.
Does it?
We actually in Alaska. It's just like 90 days of fucking night.
Are we in a dome? So, but I mean, yeah, I think this Batman movie is going to be.
I'm for it.
We're going to talk about it for a hot minute.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to keep getting casting, and as soon as casting slows down, we're going to get like, here's the Batsuit. Here's.
I feel like once we get the cast confirmed as a whole and we know who all is going to be in this movie, I don't think we're going to be able to sleep.
Do you think there'll be a Robin?
I can't sleep now. So,
No,
what
I don't think
No.
there will be a Robin just because it's like, from what I understand, this is going to be an earlier Batman.
Yep.
But then again, it's just like, you gotta think, you don't know how long he's with. You don't know how long he's with, like, you know, Dick, and then how long he's with Tim, and how long he's with, like, Jason.
So the thing that I read that was
Good point.
I never saw if it was like confirmed or not, but that the first movie is gonna hinge off of like five or six Batman themed movies. Like, if this one does, so the Nightwing movie has been in production for a hot minute, and the Batgirl movie. So I think the first, if I remember correctly, this was a while ago, that the first sidekick we're gonna see is gonna be Barbara. So we're gonna see if this does as well as everybody thinks it's going to, then it's gonna be Batman, Batgirl, Batman 2, which is gonna have the Robins in it, and then Batman. And then I think it's going to be the Nightwing movie and then Batman 3. So I know this is
setup movie.
This is a trilogy for Batman, but I know what the article I read was like, this is also setting up a Nightwing movie and
so it's going to do the
movie.
MCU thing. So this is where they're finally going to try to set it up. Whatever the fuck they were trying to do in the last.
But you got to think, this is them actually doing it right instead of kind of rushing into it, instead of having these major movies where we're trying to do so many things.
If he's going that far into picking specific people, like he said, he's got a vision for it. It can work.
And with that being said, it may be a lot longer of a contract if all this really is true than what Jonah Hill wanted to sign up for.
That's a good point.
It may have been more over his head than what he may have thought, I'm going in for a movie, and was like, you know what?
Or
maybe this isn't for me. I can't dedicate.
Like he could have walked in and been like, well,
I can't dedicate myself to this much.
Potentially the next X amount of years for said character. If you do, I need to guarantee
this money.
Yeah.
Last time I made a claim this big, though, was Fortnite, and I was drastically wrong. So let me not dig a hole too
Unlike
deep.
the Fortnite, this is a good point you've made.
This is still 100% speculation.
Yeah.
we're in the safe zone of saying whatever we want right now.
Very true.
Nothing's confirmed. Unless like who is playing 4 people, that's it.
The only thing that's confirmed, I would say, is that they have our money already. Like, is there any information that would make you be like, you know, they did such and such, so I'm not gonna go see it? Like, is there anything that?
I think if you even did the opposite, I think if you did like the most absurd ass Batman movie of all time,
You'd still see it.
I'd be like, I have to see this, just so I can critique it, just so I can hate it. Like,
I mean, fair point.
Like anything Batman, like no matter how bad it is, I feel like I have to obtain the knowledge.
Do we have any idea of a rough release date?
Yes, February. It comes out 2020. Comes out June 6th. Comes out the month before Spider-Man.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Is it 2020 or 2021?
I think it said 2020.
Right, 2021.
It
comes out the month before
Dude,
the third Spider-Man
you said
movie.
February 2020, I was like, what? Why
Yeah,
did we
that's
already have more
that's super
Did I
close.
say that?
Yeah, you were like February, and then you went 2020, and then you went to June. And I was like, I'm so confused. Like, are we supposed to have a lot more shit than this right now? Because it's coming out next year in a couple months.
Yeah, no,
We don't know
because
who's
we
playing.
get the Harley Quinn movie first. Well, I'm not Harley Quinn. The Birds of Prey movie first, and then the year later. I know, but I technically.
Her name's in the title. In the long ass title.
Okay, alrighty. So, semi DC related. Watchmen series.
Who watches The Watchmen? We watch The Watchmen.
You, not we.
Well, I've watched The Watchmen.
Wow.
And hopefully, we will watch The Watchmen.
That's a deep.
Because,
Alright, so we talked. Okay, wait. I
I'm not-
gotta stop you. I can't wait any longer. Okay, we talked about it a little bit off air. Here's my biggest question: Is it a sequel from the book or the movie? And how you can tell giant squid or no giant squid?
see,
Spoilers.
I would more so, and that's the case. I mean, because it's not really spoiler. It's
That's
like,
how the spoilers for how Watchmen ends.
Like the book and how the movie.
right, but I mean, I could go through that without actually saying, just because it's like for the comic, there's the giant squid at the end, but I don't know yet. But I'm leaning towards this is the end of the comic, just because they did not explain this, but from the way that they were acting, it just seems like this is a normal thing. There was a part of the day where it just rained squids.
It's comic then for sure. If they said anything about a squid, because there was not a mention of a squid or a tentacle in the movie.
Yeah, no, it was 100%. It's raining, and you're just like, what the fuck is that? And then they're just like, yeah, they specifically say, it's raining squids.
Okay, so it's a direct sequel. It's the first ever direct sequel from The Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you Alan Moore hates this.
I'm not gonna lie,
Because he
like,
hates everything. I'm
not gonna. I could kind of see that because
that man hates anything Watchmen
with
related.
what they did with the legacy of Rorschach.
Tell me.
You want to know?
Yeah, I don't know. I know he dies.
No.
Rorschach's not dead?
Yeah, he's dead, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
This is a continuation from the comic. Obviously, Rorschach is dead.
Well, I just said that. And you're like, no. What do you mean he's not dead?
No,
Okay, talk. I'm gonna stop talking.
They basically, the people who take up the mantle of Rorschach's mentality, ideology, is the Ku Klux Klan. So now, instead of the hoods, what do you see?
Rorschach
you see
mask.
a Rorschach mask.
That's fucking crazy.
Now wait.
I mean,
But
So
the way that they make them take his ideology, I can see them using how he was and just his mindset.
Okay.
I could see them using that to their advantage.
Okay, so one quick thing that I thought I had to say to set the parameter of the Watchmen universe. This is like the most fucked up, racist, sexist. Like this is a grimy, gritty universe.
I wouldn't say the most, but it is.
I wouldn't say the most, but they do get like that because let's see, what is it like
people getting raped
in the original Watchmen? It's like Nixon was still president, so he was president for a minute, so let that sink in. Like that should tell you where we are as a world. Yeah. But it's so good.
So they get his diary and
you that part you don't know.
Is there a leader?
Is there a leader? There's
a
cult. They're called the Seventh Cavalry.
That is such a interesting ass turn that took.
It's on HBO. And so let that be a thing. It's on HBO, so it's like that they kind of have the free range to do
whatever they want.
Whatever they want.
Oh.
I may have to wind up paying for HBO.
Jeremy Irons is Ozymandias?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he is.
I don't think so.
Obviously,
you haven't seen this. Yeah. I think that's his son.
But he's old.
So?
And he's literally he got cast as Ozymandias.
But they said Verded is dead.
But at the end of the book, he fakes his death. He's not like he's in hiding.
All I know is it said like verdict dead. I don't know if it said found dead or some shit like it said that he is dead in like a newspaper printing, so that could lead to it. But at the same time, it's just like I don't want to ruin too much of it, but it's just like for a way that the scene played out, I forget exactly what they said, but I remember just something about that making me think, ooh, this isn't Verdict, this is his son. Only because he could still be his son and still take up the mantle of Ozymandias. You gotta think, that's what they do. If you are the child of a super or a vigilante, generally you would uphold that mantle. That's what happened with the Silver Spectre in the actual original.
I don't know. I need to watch it.
I definitely can't say that because I haven't seen it. So I mean,
I think y'all would love it just because there's.
I mean, The Watchmen is such a. I just remember a conversation that I had. I think when I very first met you about 2 years ago, right when we started becoming friends and everything. I walked into the warehouse one day and I was like,
"You need to watch."
I was like, "Have you watched The Watchmen lately?" And you were like, "No," and I was like, "You need to because that movie is fucking phenomenal," and it is. Like every time I watch it, like as a kid, I watched The Watchmen and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on,
man.
Like this is crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Like that's a blue wiener.
Yeah.
And then as an adult, I'm just like, my God, this is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Like every time I watch it, so like. Is that the same vibe? Does it really carry over that vibe?
You gotta think it's only been one episode, but as far as I can tell, yeah. I mean, just because it's like the way they set it up, the way that it's an obvious continuation of the actual original Watchmen property, just because it's like just a little thing. One of the chicks, it was like. They made the point to mention that she was born in Vietnam. Was like, why is that important? Yep. Because that's the actual Watchmen. Yep. They like to throw in little Easter eggs. Like one of the dudes, his name is like, I don't know his actual name yet, but he has a mirror for a mask, and it's like the dude is just like he's like put your face on. It's like that's what Rorschach says. They like
put your face on.
If you actually like Watchmen and really fucks with it, there are little Easter eggs that they have in there that at least in this first episode that you'll be like.
So I got two more questions personally. How long are these episodes, and do we know how many episodes there are?
I don't know how many episodes there are. I would imagine this is HBO, so I would at least say 10, maybe 8, 9, but somewhere around there, and they're hour long.
They are hour long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to put that really hard.
I'm going to put that in my routine and start watching that. Pay for HBO now.
Man.
I've paid for HBO since Game of Thrones.
One more.
That's all I had.
Man, one more Watchmen thing is I cannot wait for a Doomsday Clock to
pick back up,
finally end, and then I can read the whole thing.
Oh my God, I know, right?
It's been what since the last one?
2 years.
2 years.
Not since the last one, since they started it.
That might have been why you asked him if he's watched Watchmen 2 years ago when you first met him. Doomsday Clock
Probably,
yeah. Yeah, that could have been a thing.
Because in my head, when you said 2 years ago, I asked you about Watchmen for some reason, and I was like, Doomsday Clock. It was like he started reading that back then.
But yeah, if you've never seen Watchmen, you were doing yourself a disservice by not watching. I would say it's top 5 comic book movie.
Oh yeah, no,
absolutely.
I would honestly say it's one of the best, just because this has it just has the best all around story. Yep. Like just all around, like whether it's like the main what's going on within the world, whether it's what's going on in this specific character's personal life or past life, like it's just it.
Alrighty, so You ready for the grand finale?
Grand finale.
Final Star Wars.
Wait, which one are you doing? Because was that Vader's theme?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did it a little faster.
I was just sitting here like, why not
I'm not catching this.
Like, why not go with that one, the most iconic Star Wars theme?
I don't know. It's gonna be dramatic. Anyway, final Star Wars trailer came out.
Yep.
My balls got blown right off my body. Both testicles, they're gone. I'm ballless.
I don't think it did all that.
It did not do that nearly that much for me.
I think they should have waited for this trailer to be the reveal for Palpatine, not the ones before.
Yeah.
That would have really taken me by surprise, and really threw me through a wall.
Mm-hmm.
If it was the last trailer.
Not necessarily. I think I did it really well because you only hear Palpatine for about 30 seconds. You see a cloak that we assume is Palpatine, and in the first one, all you hear is a laugh. The last 2 seconds.
But it's like with the first teaser, they said, and it's like, no one is ever really gone, and then you hear him laugh. So that takes away the surprise that he's in this. Now,
or that he has something to do with it.
Right, and it's just like granted you only see his cloak, or what you would assume would be him, but it's like you already know that he's coming back in one way or another.
You remember how when that laugh dropped, social media, even our talks and shit like that just went fucking haywire. And then now, what are people saying after this one? Oh, it's just Palpatine. He laughed in the first one.
I'm freaking out.
I am too, but not after that first trailer. You're not freaking out as much as you did.
It doesn't hit as hard.
It doesn't hit
me
as hard. It does, but I'm saying that initial drop, that laugh, is what took everybody by surprise, and you could have waited till the last trailer because it's right before the movie.
No, I disagree because honestly, when I watched the first trailer, that laugh to me I thought was a throwback. I didn't think it was that relevant.
A lot of people had your opinion. There was a lot of skeptics that were like, he's not in the movie.
And now this is because I literally forgot about it until I watched this other trailer, and I'm like, oh my god, that laugh was important.
I guess
Star Wars as a franchise does that for me.
But hold on. What made you think that they were just going to do that? Because when I first heard the first trailer, I 100% knew, I hear Palpatine's laugh, he's coming back. It's like, how could you...
But
shit.
I don't have to just agree with Jacob because I feel like letting us know that he was back, it was cool. Now granted, I was in your boat, by the time I watched this trailer, I forgot.
Yeah, I did.
But then it's watching it, it was just
oh yeah,
Palpatine's in.
Yeah.
Oh no,
yeah,
there he goes.
Freak
Confirmed.
out as much as after the first one.
if anything, I would think it would be like how Yoda's portrayed. They've got the little spirit version of them that shows up and they talk you through it. Something along that,
Palpatine's gonna be a Force ghost?
See, but you don't
Well,
know
no,
because
the
he's...
laugh. No,
hot take. I have a hot take.
I think we may say this. He's a Sith Lord.
He's still alive, and I think you can tell he's still alive because the chair, literally all you see is the back of the chair, and it looks like there's wires and shit in it, and then the cloak. I think he's being kept alive somehow, whether it's the chair or the Force.
This is
or
the
something.
last Skywalker. I guarantee it. It's ending that, and he's gonna be.
It's the Rise of the Skywalker.
Or Rise of the Skywalker.
Yeah. Can I also say something?
That I was just correcting you. I think that really does mean that.
No, I think I think the title's gonna be really important because I don't think he's dead. So what I was saying wasn't. It was for the first trailer. When I heard that, I didn't think he was going to be a major role. The laugh wasn't anything big. Now, I truly think that he's going to be a large factor driving this movie and possibly another movie past it. So I think he's going to have a much larger...
They've made this very clear that, this is the end of this saga.
of this saga, and then they're doing
There are more movies. They've already
But this is
like
the end
Disney's
of
are
like the Star Wars, or not Star Wars, but like the Skywalkers, episode 3, 4,
the
5.
Yes.
next movies that they have actually confirmed that's gonna come out in like because they said they're gonna take a break for like a couple years, but they're gonna go all the way back to the Old Republic.
Oh, is that how they're doing it?
I
Because
fucking hope so. But I want to say one thing that goes back on the Palpatine thing. There was a book before they threw out what's canon and what's not. Before Disney got a hold of it, there was a book. It was a novel. I don't remember what it was called, but he had.
They threw out the EU long before Disney got it.
I get that, but what I'm saying is that it was before they threw out the EU that there was a book made, and they've made subtle hints to what the EU was in the movies. But there was a book made where he knew how to transfer his consciousness into other bodies, so he had other clones made of himself. Not saying that's what this is gonna be, but I'm saying that he may be able to transfer his consciousness into
He
whatever.
literally says in Revenge of the Sith that he knows how to stop people from that he can.
I'm not.
He can
that-
literally
that's
Right,
that's
no,
what
I
I'm
mean,
going
but,
to.
like, he
bring
But,
himself
like,
back
in
to
the
life.
book, he brought himself back to life as a clone of himself, as a younger version of himself, and he ruled for like hundreds of years doing that.
I mean, you both could be saying the same thing.
And it
It's
could
like-
be something in between that, keeping him alive, or he came back and that is keeping him alive as a fucking robot or something.
Maybe
But
that's the way
I
he
don't-
can continue
Yeah.
to like live forever is by constantly
Yeah,
switching consciousness.
because he does like specifically.
Yeah,
he
he does,
says
yeah.
he says in the trailer like, I've waited a long time for this.
Yeah.
So he
You know what? That would actually be dope if they made like, what was his name? Snoke.
Snoke.
That would actually be nice if they made him some type of vessel for Palpatine.
He was just a pawn the whole time.
That's what we had a discussion
Because
whenever it happened
me-
last night. Yeah.
Me,
Yeah.
who was like walking out the Last Jedi, like
Pissed off.
what? Like so fucking mad.
Yeah.
This was all just this. I'd be like,
He was just a puppet for Palpatine.
It could have, like, I mean, listen, if you say he can switch his consciousness, like, what if it was what if that actually was him and he's just like, my clone is just like, just brewing. I gotta wait like, 4 years for him to reach maturity, so.
if he was just building up his army.
the Sith Lord lives to train other.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, to
You know.
train an apprentice.
One.
An
It's
apprentice.
the rule.
And
Rule two.
It's the rule
apprentice.
two.
The rule too.
Yeah.
So I mean, when he had Snoke was supposedly teaching Kylo Ren, he could have been teaching him through him, and while he was brooding and waiting for whatever the fuck he was waiting on, because like he said, I've been waiting a long time for this. It's just his puppet. It could be where he held like the vessel of his power or whatever, but
It
I
could
don't
have
know.
been where he was waiting
I think
for
he's
Kylo
just
to
a
reach
puppet.
that level.
I
Like-
think he's just a puppet for Palpatine.
I just think
A face for
like
the Empire.
I just let him know that this. I feel like people like us who have like this super deep love for Star Wars through every single saga. Because the thing that like constantly stuck in the back of my head the whole time is like, I remember the article that came out that Kevin Smith was there on the day of filming when they were going to film the very last scene. And J.J. Abrams was like, he's like, you can stay here, but please, I would rather you not. Because the ending of this movie is going to be the most impactful. It's going to change Star Wars forever. So like, this is gonna. I just feel like
Another Luke, I am your father.
I don't know. Like I'm gonna cry,
if
or
it's
I don't
gonna
know
change
what.
Star Wars forever, I would say it's gonna change the Force.
Like this is
change
yeah.
the way we look at the
Like
Jedi.
this is gonna
I
be
wouldn't
like the
it.
most grand ending of something of all time. I think.
Why wouldn't you like that? Why would you?
Like to me, like if they change stuff about the Force, then I wouldn't like it.
See, but
You
I'm-
barely even know what the Force is.
Exactly.
No.
It's like Joker for you.
No, I mean
You
like
love
they
that movie.
change. I
No,
mean,
it's like the essence of the Joker character for you is what the Force is to me. I don't. Nobody
We
knows
know what the
exactly
Force
what
is.
it is.
It's
No,
what
when
it
I
is. It's
say
every
they-
living thing.
When I say they change the Force, I mean they make it so that it's like, okay, how
Goku's a
basi-
Force user.
You know how basically the Jedi were like the end all be all as an authority.
Spirit bomb.
I think they may make it so that it's like, okay, well maybe the Jedi don't know everything. Maybe there's parts of like the dark side that aren't too bad. Because again, you gotta think, as far as like the Jedi, you can't love nobody. You cannot have emotions for people. And emotions aren't bad.
It took it's every person that's ever went down that path has been evil.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I think...
Or it could be giving you a twist that the Jedi are actually the bad people.
I just think that they're going... In this movie, they're going to bring more of a gray side to the Force.
Like what? Bring back like a Grey Jedi type rule.
Yeah, like just not like you're
not bringing in the Grey Jedi, but bringing in their ethics and their like what do you call it?
I mean,
ethics.
Just because
their ethics of the Force, and they're going to be the ones that were right.
Mm-hmm.
Like
so,
that way is going to be the one.
Before we go into like major speculation, I do want to add. It's still going to be the longest Star Wars movie by 5 minutes. And it's going to be 2 hours and 35 minutes long.
You know, I was about to say that doesn't seem like that big of a feat.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, most of them have been like 2 hours. So 2:30, that's not. Well, 2:35, that's not.
It's not in-game long.
Nope.
I think this is
Star
going to
Wars
be the end
does
of the
this to me.
saga, but I don't think it's going to be the end
Star Wars
of
does this
where
to me.
this
Star Wars is like they just
stands
like
us.
they're the love. Star Wars is my second favorite property behind like I would label like comic book stuff. Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Star Wars is just they're like the love that never stays. They're in my life, and I'm consumed in it. Then they go away for 2 years.
Because you think you're done, but they always do something to bring you back in. Like, okay, like they do little things. Like, okay, take what was it? Solo. You're just thinking, okay, not Solo. Was it Solo or was it Han? It was Solo, right?
Solo.
Okay, it was Solo. Yeah.
I was a little confused on what you were saying.
No,
It was a solo movie.
It's like, okay, you think you watch it and it's just like, oh, okay, it's just like, I'm just have a good little time and, just watch what's going on. And it's like, spoiler alert, at the end, Darth fucking Maul, like, oh my God, he's back. And then it's just like, that's further continuing, like, the mystery, continuing the story.
And the backstory and all that too.
Mm-hmm. They know what to do to keep you invested.
I'm even a fan, like, I love Star Wars. I love it all. I don't know. Like, my dad is somebody who, like, if everything besides the original trilogy was erased from existence, he'd be the happiest person.
That's my dad.
And
my dad told me, he's like, hey man, when the first trailer dropped for Rise of Skywalker, he's like, hey, did you see it? I'm like, yeah, he goes, it's gonna fucking suck. And I was like, okay, calm down. And he's like, they should have stopped after the fucking first movie they made. And I was like, calm the fuck down.
But
like we deserve Star Wars too.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But like, it's just people hate the prequels, and it's like, because they're so CGI, they're so just kind of stupid in a sense. But like, that's why we love the prequels. Like, Star Wars is just this like. You know what I'm saying? It's like this weird, like...
Okay, I'm gonna have an unpopular opinion on this. I do not see why people have hate for the prequels.
My favorite movie is Revenge of the Sith.
Other than, like, The Phantom Menace, because I cannot get through The Phantom Menace, but Attack of the Clones, it's solid.
What's wrong with that movie? What? They do too many flips?
No, you want to know the only problem I have with that movie? It's fucking...
The mullet?
No, it's fucking Darth Maul's lightsaber. Not Darth Maul. Count Dooku's lightsaber.
It's like a limp, hard dick.
And it just got that little...
Like it's a never hard dick. Like it's...
That's that little limp. And it's like, how the fuck do you use that? Like,
because he uses a whole different type of fight style that is a Jedi known as. That's why that saber is pointed that way.
Man,
that saber's hilt is known for him to hold it like that because it's a whole different type of fighting style.
See,
same reason Darth Maul doesn't do the same fighting
because
style.
Dooku has a little dick.
It's just a representation.
But it's just like that. That's the only thing that I can see wrong with the movie.
It was for me because I hated it. But then, like, whenever they had, it was a book I read. And then it was like something about the book and something about the fight styles that they had is what I think my parents got me when I was little. And it talks about the fight styles and stuff. And it's a specific fight style that brings you a little bit into the hatred of the Sith and keeps you more focused on the light, but changes your mind and channels it into a curved hilt so you can, it's almost like another extension of your body. Mm-hmm. Instead of the lightsaber just being an extension of your arm, there's different angles you can hit.
I fucking love Star Wars.
So,
because Star Wars just has this, like, the lore is never ending.
But my thing is, the reason why I love it is like,
reason for everything.
They didn't need lore behind Dooku's saber. They could have just said, that's what it is. But they did it anyway.
They actually they gave a point to it. Exactly. It is that way.
The only thing that does not have a true...
Justin just pointed at Kylo's saber.
What?
We're talking about Dooku's reasoning.
Yeah.
Explain that one.
Explain that one.
Really, you don't know for real?
It's unstable.
So you really don't know for real. So his kyber crystal. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's two ways to make a red saber. Okay, you take a regular kyber crystal and you make it bleed,
which is pour your hatred into it.
Pour your hatred into it, and the kyber crystal actually bleeds and it becomes red. Or it's really hard to do that. So what the Sith did back in like the Old Republic days is they manufactured artificial kyber crystals that were red. So his, this is way in the future, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have those artificial kyber crystals. He cracked his. So those are actually exhaust ports. Because there's so much power coming out of it that it has to have those two exhaust ports because his kyber crystal is cracked.
It's funny because that actually is further, like, you can actually see that further because his lightsaber is the most chaotic.
Dude, because it's totally, like,
what fucking hatred looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm saying, like, everyone else is, like,
it's
no
an
matter...
upside down cross, like it...
Well, not even that, like,
no matter if you're a Jedi or a Sith, you've always had, like, just a perfect beam of light.
Exactly.
His is actually chaotic.
And you can hear it when it moves. It crackles. Yeah. Like, it
a
sounds...
lot more than...
That lightsaber looks unstable as hell.
Yeah.
Like,
it's gonna fucking explode any fucking minute.
That's why he needs the mask, just in case.
But I want to go back to your point about the kyber crystals. I'm not exactly sure if it's canon anymore because they never really said. But Palpatine, whenever he got in control of the Empire and Episode 3 happened, in the middle of 3 and 4, he went to the planet that had the kyber crystals.
He destroyed them.
Mm-hmm. And kept only a couple. So when Luke made his green saber, it was made out of a synthetic crystal. And he tried to pour his love and like all of like the good energy into it.
I think that was an EU story.
And I think it was too, but I don't think I've never heard that they cut it out though.
I don't know either. That's extended universe, which is non-canon Star Wars stuff that Luke turned off.
Because they kept some stuff and didn't just say everything's fucking gone.
Okay, I got a question. This is kind of a little off topic, but do you think anyone else can do the purple lightsaber?
No.
Do you know the story behind the purple lightsaber?
Yes, Mace Windu wanted the fucking purple lightsaber.
No, goddamn right he did. Samuel fucking Jackson wanted the purple lightsaber.
Doesn't it say motherfucker on the side of it or something?
Yeah. I mean, it could.
No, I think it does.
It does.
I think it like...
What is the name of the language? It's just Jedi, is what I'm going to call it now, but it's written like on the side of it. In a little itty bitty engraved thing, it says motherfucker, or bad motherfucker.
Or something like that.
That's nice.
5 minutes ago, I was fixing to just say that's the only thing in Star Wars canon that is like doesn't have an actual explanation.
What?
Except the explanation is because like blue lightsabers mean that you're really strong with the Force. Green means that you're
other way around. Green is strong with the Force.
You're right,
blue is you're more skilled combatant.
Yeah, more skilled. Yeah. That's what.
Purple is after he came up with the purple lightsaber. They come up with an excuse, and it's you dip into the hatred of the Sith without going overboard. And it kind of bleeds your crystal a little bit from blue to purple, and it bleeds it back and forth, and it just stays purple.
So within that sense, doesn't that mean that the neutral side, like not the light side of the Force, the dark side of the Force, like being in the middle is the route you would want to go? Because correct me if I'm wrong.
Not a lot of people can do it, though.
But I guess
there's only like a split.
I guess I could see that.
And he apparently Yoda hated it, the fact that he fought like that, but fucking worked.
He was the best Jedi that ever was.
Who?
Mace Windu.
Okay, first of all, Revan, but we'll get back to
No,
that.
no.
Whoa.
Okay, this is what I gotta say. Within the movies, again,
Obi-Wan
he's
Kenobi.
Did Obi-Wan
He's
sense anything about the Jedi being, like, taken over?
Did anybody?
Mace
Miss
Windu.
Windu made a point about it.
Bro, if Anakin wouldn't have been such a... Without Anakin, Mace Windu would have had no fucking idea.
But the reason why...
But without
Anakin literally went to him and was like, hey, he's a Sith Lord, guys. Guess what?
And what happened? This dude went with 3 other Jedi to, like, run up on Palpatine. No one else did anything.
stopped him.
But I'm just saying, though, nobody had...
Mace Windu actually did stop it.
Palpatine.
It wasn't until Anakin just, he had him with the Force lightning and he's holding him off. It wasn't until Anakin intervened and, like, that caused Mace Windu to actually lose. Like, Windu actually had Palpatine.
And still, though.
What you mean?
I mean, you can look at it like Palpatine.
Are you
can
really
look
saying
at
that Obi-Wan Kenobi could have not taken out Palpatine?
My thing
Did he?
is, you can also look at it.
Did he ever fight him?
You can also look at it that Palpatine was giving Anakin a reason to turn is also another reason to look at it. So if he walks in and he sees that the Jedi are fucking bad and he's killing my friend.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying it's just like you
Yeah.
can't take away that Mace Windu was, at least how it seems, one of the best.
Oh, he definitely
And
was.
I think for
But
the
saying
simple
he
fact
was the best,
goes a little bit like you. I
I
kind of
think
agree.
it's definitely General
Kenobi's
Kenobi.
a little
Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ben Kenobi, whatever you want to call him.
What makes you say he's the best?
First of all, he hid through the whole fucking Jedi purge without being caught on the same planet.
He is confirmed the best lightsaber duelist ever. Like, that is, like, he is the best. He took out fucking Darth Maul as an apprentice.
He is confirmed to be the best, even in Old Republic.
How much does that...
Bro, he took out Anakin. And don't even give me no shit, because Anakin is, like, the pinnacle of the Force. Like, he's...
Look. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to sit here and argue that, Ben ain't, like, out here. If you think about it, he is the most consistent Jedi you see throughout the series.
Okay.
I know he's out here. I just wanted to hear your explanation.
Okay.
I just didn't want you to just be gatekeeping, saying that like Obi-Wan
No. Yeah. I got you.
Nobody in their right mind can walk up to me and say Mace Windu is shit, and I'm like, really? Fucking explain your answer then. Did you watch the same movies I did?
Okay, so, like, now I gotta ask you this. Now that they brought in Darth Maul again from the whole Solo fiasco, do you think that we're going to get that...
Like a Solo 2?
I was just going to say, do you think we're going to get that secondary battle between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan?
We already got that in Rebels.
Well, hold up.
No, I'm talking about in, like, the film.
Though they're not making the film. It's going to be a TV show for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
With Ewan McGregor.
I know.
I had the reaction too. I had the same reaction because I was like, I wanted the movie,
Really?
but at the same time, think positive, right? Positive vibes here in this podcast.
Absolutely.
We get more content with TV show.
Right, but at the same time,
Agree. More Obi-Wan.
I'm more likely to fall off
But yes, I think
on a TV show than on
Then
a
just
movie.
watch on the movie.
You're right, but to answer your question, yeah, I think
we're gonna get.
I think so.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Did y'all watch Rebels?
I didn't watch Rebels, but I like that is one scene where it's just like they meet each other. Like that's one thing that I've watched.
Where does Solo
constantly.
take place?
What do you mean? When or where?
When?
When? I don't know if I can give you an answer.
I thought it was like right before 4. Or like way before 4.
It's way before 4.
Way before 4, but
The point is that was supposed to be
I feel like there's
Maul actually dying in Rebels.
mm-hmm.
Yes,
and that was him finally being like,
yeah,
okay, like
spider legs.
is Anakin the chosen one or is Luke the chosen one? And he's like, yes. And he's like, okay, like basically I can die fucking happy now. like the Force is gonna be balanced. He wasn't actually so fucking bad. And Maul asks Ben.
Oh yeah, but like
yeah.
just oh my god, the way they do that too. Like I did a long drawn out fight. It's like with both one swipe.
No, are you kidding me? I love that, the one strike kill.
No, I said I love that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you said you.
Yeah, no.
I thought you said I don't love it.
He straight up
That they
did
did-
say he didn't love it, but
Yeah, I thought that's what you said. But yeah.
Y'all get y'all hearing check.
okay.
2 versus 1, homie.
Man.
Anyway,
But
I agree with you.
yeah,
Like they've already fought so many fucking times. It just gets to the point where you're like, man, I'm fucking done.
I mean, and it's just something about that, just something so
Majestic.
like, it reminds you of like just the way of the samurai. Just it's like just
Because they're both old veterans, and it was just like too precise. Like
It was almost like the Darth Vader and Ben Kenobi fight. Whenever he could let him hit him, it was more like one swipe.
Mm-hmm. And it's like it just seems like it has a lot of weight to it.
It does. It has more weight than watching
seeing
that
doom,
episode
doom, doom,
3
doom,
fight
doom.
over and over and over again. Whereas you watch that Darth Maul fight, you're like, that one
so.
hit
I've
me
seen
more.
Clone. There's two, right? There's Clone Wars, and then there's Rebels and something else.
No.
And the something else becomes before Rebels. Because it was Rebels was a sequel. to
I
that
mean,
show.
okay, just to be
Okay.
technical, if you want to be technical, like there's actually 2 Clone Wars.
Yeah.
There's one way back in the day that was actually like
a
animated.
movie. It was a movie. It was an animated movie or animated series, like 1 or 2 parts or something like that. But it was eventually it was a fucking movie. Is what it was.
But we, as Star Wars community,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
the Clone Wars.
Yeah, Clone
Right,
Wars
and
saga.
then
yes.
there's like the Clone Wars where it's like I want to say it was like actually CGI like computers like CGI where it's like he had
Look that over real quick.
What was that?
Star Wars TV shows.
Next one.
Okay.
because it's like there was one I think the chick's name was like
Thank you.
Ahsoka or something
Yeah,
where she was
Ahsoka.
like that was
in the Clone Wars.
that was also the
In
Clone
Rebels.
Wars.
Yeah.
But I
She
think
came
what
back
you're
out.
thinking of
There's,
is
but
like
there's a second show.
right
Yeah.
Rebels, which happens I think
There's a third show, technically. I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's Rebels, and then there's something else, and I think that something else comes before Rebels. I think Rebels is after. It goes Clone Wars, something else, and then Rebels.
It says
Read 'em up.
1 season of Star Wars Resistance, but I have no idea what that is.
I've never heard of this.
It's 1 season.
What year?
Came out in 2018.
It wouldn't have been that then because Rebels
No.
came. Anyway, the point is I don't think there was a third one.
I was really confused, and I was confused when Rebels came out because I knew Clone Wars, and I literally called our buddy Chris and was like, what is this new Rebels show about? Because I literally thought it was Rebels, like the fucking like episode 4, the Rebels,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, what is the show about?
It's just a different name.
No, yeah, I know, but then I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was a fucking show.
I feel like you are because like I know like the Clone Wars like that one kind of went for a
Other
minute.
than the Lego ones and whatever the fuck Resistance was, that was the only ones they've made. It's Rebels and Clone Wars.
You could have been thinking about a season of Clone Wars.
Clone Wars jumps around a lot
Yes,
from
it
what
does.
I watched. So like you have that one thing with Ahsoka Tano. It was like a 2-part thing. It was almost like a fucking movie.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Yeah, I mean.
Okay, I've never seen these Lego things.
Anyway, this
those
whole like
tailor to the
random
games.
tangent that I went on was for me to say that I've also not seen Rebels.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
That came out on like Disney.
You know what
like
really-
Disney XD
really-
or something.
Yeah. You know what really bothers me about Rebels?
What?
It's the fucking sabers.
You know what?
Bother
I kind of like
fuck
it.
out of me.
The skinny ones.
Yeah.
I like
fucking
it.
hate
Kinda.
it.
I kind of like it.
It drives me up the wall, and I don't know why. I'm like, it's a great show. I love it. But every time I light a lightsaber, I'm just like, no. Don't
Would
do
you
it.
like the thicker ones?
I like the regular lightsaber look.
But you haven't seen Rebels. Did you see the episode though where Vader kills Ahsoka?
Vader kills her?
Yeah.
Wow. Nah.
Yeah, she
That is a dude. It's dark.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I actually like
it.
I like things like that.
It was.
It shows that like she's one of the first like gray Jedi or whatever they were pushing her to be. She has gray sabers, which would be a gray Jedi taking a red saber and pushing the red out of it, all the hatred out of it, making
but
it
not
good again.
putting the good in it.
It makes it.
You are
great.
literally perfectly balanced on the Force.
You don't pour more good into it. You don't pour anything. You take the hatred out of it and you leave it as just a crystal.
And like she tries to like talk Anakin, like like I've known you for all this time, blah blah blah.
I know
And
Anakin's still in there.
He just fucking murders her.
Wait! I thought Anakin was Anakin in that.
No, Rebels.
No, in
is,
Rebels, he's
is the Empire Saga. Yeah.
Ah!
She cracks
okay. I guess
his
that would
mask.
make sense why it's called.
Yeah,
She
Rebels.
cracks
his
the
mask.
mask and it's
Okay.
got like his little eye or whatever.
Looks just like that in the movie.
And she's like, I know the real Anakin's still in there or whatever. And they
all
talk
you
or whatever.
see is like the yellow eye.
And it kind of cricks a little bit like that, and he fucking murders her. Like you think, like, oh my god, it's gonna be a little touchy thing. He's just like,
Dude, I would get such a hard on for like a rated R horror Darth Vader movie.
read the comics.
I do.
Do you read the one about the airlock?
Yeah, when he pushes her out.
Yeah.
Or he's
That's
No,
that shit,
okay,
woo!
no. I can
That shit
I
was-
can
I
honestly
know where
say
he's
there's
going, yeah.
nothing that
Yeah.
compares to actually seeing it in a movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think Star Wars started off as a movie franchise.
I think those words.
I think that's why a movie would hit harder than a comic.
Hmm.
Because like I think deep down, if like the new Batman movie came out and it was trash, I'd be like, yeah, it's okay. But I still got the Batman comics.
You still have
Star
the
Wars
comics.
is like that's the
when the movies start like
That's
being
the,
shitty, you got nothing.
that's the source material.
Mhm.
And if we
That's a good point.
if we had like just I'm talking like he's just
Like how he's depicted in like the EU before,
when
like
he just goes
they get
around,
away with
he
it.
hunts, he like goes around the galaxy and just hunts down Jedi.
Don't give
just-
a fuck who you
Just
are.
murders the shit out of them. But I like that you brought that up. Have you read the newest Darth Vader?
I have not.
Dude, you want to explain the part?
Okay, so I fell off on it because when you're grown, you got a job, and all that, it's really hard to keep up with comics.
You're trying to read DC comics, you can't push all of them.
But it is, so like, it starts off when he, like, day one Vader, and Palpatine, like, he doesn't get a lightsaber or nothing. He doesn't even know how to control his body yet, because he's, like, almost all robot, and Palpatine just fucking drops him off on a planet, and leaves his ass by himself, and he has to just, like, survive. And he gets, like, legs chopped off, and he has to, like, put other robot legs on his body. He hunts down Jedi. This is
On that
right
planet.
after Order 66.
Yeah.
And, like, he gets a lightsaber, and, dude, like, stormtroopers don't even know who he is. Like, he walks up into a group of them, and they're like, that's a Jedi! And they go to kill him. And he he fucking murders them. Like, they have no idea who he is.
He gets done with this, was like 4 issues of just him being on the planet or whatever. Finally gets off, they repair his body, Palpatine's like, good job, saber, all that, build your saber, that kind of shit like that. And he has a team of like 4 Inquisitors fight him right then and there.
I mean, but
Immediately.
is that wrong?
No,
it's never.
It's so Palpatine, so Vader, but it's just so good. It's so good to see that.
And Vader's like, okay, you know how he gets that little like Starkiller vibe from like, Force Unleashed, where he's like, I'm trying to take on an apprentice, but I can't tell you, whatever. This woman is like a spy or something, and he kind of takes her in as like a protege. I'm not entirely sure if she was a Force user, because I don't believe she was, but she was like an agent or whatever,
I remember.
and like spy. So he was having her go spy on the whatever. Well, Palpatine finds out, and he's like, deal with her. But while she was Vader's protege, she always told her, she goes, I know what this ends like. I'm going to work for you, and you're going to fucking kill me. As long as it is not an airlock.
Yeah.
You can smite me down with a saber, you can shoot me with a firing squad. As long as you don't send me out in an airlock, we're alright. And at the very end, he's like, go deal with her. And he walks her down, she's in handcuffs and stuff, and he puts her in a little room, it's just like a holding cell, closes it, and she goes, it's kind of drafty in here. And she kind of like looks around, she's like, no. And she's like fucking bawling, crying. And she's like, you promised me you'd never be an airlock. And he's like, I didn't promise you nothing. And boop. And she goes out in the fucking airlock.
And just suffocates to death.
It is, I'm telling you, you need to read
Right?
it.
Like,
Fucking good.
That's so Vader.
And the
That's
whole
so
the
vague.
whole section of books, the whole section of the run, like including way after this, Palpatine still has people taking him on and fighting him, and beating his ass, and proving himself over and over and over again.
Like, dude, it's almost like you feel for him because, like, what the fuck is he living for?
Yeah.
Like, he's got a master who constantly is, like, slick trying to fucking kill him.
Oh, no, he is. He's done said, if any one of my Inquisitors can kill you, I don't fucking need you.
Yeah. So it's just like,
wait,
dude.
you're saying you feel bad for him?
Okay, do I feel bad for Anakin Skywalker? Because that's
he
who
was
it is.
tricked into being a Sith.
Yes,
Not
I
exactly.
feel terrible for Anakin Skywalker. That guy had a fucked up life.
But Vader, fuck that dude.
Vader's just a name, dude. It's like Batman Bruce Wayne. It's really Bruce Allen. It's Bruce
So
Wayne.
you feel for him?
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, all right, that's all you gotta say.
Bro, he ain't got a daddy. The Force is his daddy. Okay, Mama got killed. He knew it was gonna happen. Saw her get raped and killed. Fell in love. Couldn't be in love. She died. Then his son grows up. Wants to kill
He died
him.
because he put trauma on her fucking neck. His wife died.
I mean, dude.
Like, you fucking killed her.
Like, he gets manipulated into being evil.
Manipulated. Not, killing the whole village of the fucking sand people that killed his mother.
But
I'm like, he gets manipulated.
I still think like that.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
It doesn't go with the Jedi code, but I could.
Bro, I would do the
see
same
it.
shit.
Just imagine imagine a world where it's like you get brainwashed and like you kill your girl, you go kill a school of children, and like 50 years from now, right?
God
you're
damn,
you're just sitting there and you're just like, what the fuck?
You know what I instantly think of? You're just like, I just said it better. You killed your girl, and then you kill some other people. I instantly think of like Injustice in that situation, where Superman kills like Lois, and it's just like, well, I killed the only bitch I love.
Fuck everybody.
I'm a villain now.
For non-Star Wars people, I didn't just make up killing kids. Anakin kills children. So
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
But I mean,
saddest scene for a Star Wars fan.
It was.
I don't know. Like that's just to me.
No,
it was
the Carrie
pretty,
Fisher scene for
it
me.
It was slick, pretty funny because it's just like Mr. Skywalker, blah blah blah, and all you just see is.
That's not, bro. This little boy is like watching his mentors get slaughtered down.
He didn't train hard enough.
Then he sees like Anakin. Everybody knows him. He's gonna protect us. Master Anakin, how are you gonna protect us?
And all you see is
You know
just
what?
that light. I'm gonna show you how I'm protecting you.
The young Padawan probably didn't train that much.
You like
He probably should have trained harder.
Just like the Force is telling me some fuck shit's about to happen.
Can you not believe that one of them kids didn't go, nope, I'm out? Like, not one of them through class, through reading the Force, through meditation, felt that fucking dark-ass presence when they came in and they were just like, nuh-uh. No, I'm out, bro.
Maybe
they are taught from that age
right,
to
but no,
meditate and feel the presence.
But we don't know where they're at. Maybe they're just like
maybe
they're just like, God, why does my stomach hurt right now?
I don't know.
Like throwing up.
I don't know. I'm frightened. The fucking city's on fire. Everybody's dying. Oh wait, a Master Jedi's here.
All I
Thank
want is my
God.
fucking mama. Like,
oh, he's trying to kill us. It's too late. I think the saddest thing is like I think the really saddest thing is like some of those kids like try to fight, and like he's just chopping off heads. Like it wasn't like
I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't like,
not one thing I thought about. Like these kids are actively fighting for their. Some of them are actively fighting for their.
Some
lives.
of them are just like.
No, because like he ain't soft. He like when the black cut comes, like he's not like line up, dead next. Dead.
No,
he's like boom, first kid gets killed. Then they're like, oh shit, we gotta fight this dude.
We gotta try to do something.
And he's just like decapitate.
You're fucking Jimmy. Everybody grab your saber.
100 points. 100.
Headshot.
You know what? It kind of puts me in that like Kylo Ren like pissed off like room looking mood where he's just fucking going. That's what I'm like. Anakin's like that kind of person. Like you said, he's not gonna line up and be like 1, 2. He's gonna be like,
bro, he's chopping off. Bro, he's using technique, bro. He's like slick chopping off hands.
He said
straight through the face.
He's sitting here trying some shit. Like, hey, where do you think he learned to do that saber throw? Them kids. Hey, you stand right
He
there.
just see one kid's like, no, throwing the saber. He's like, you know what? Thank you for that. I'm gonna use that next time.
Slight in the back of his head. He's like,
That was pretty
I've
dope.
always wondered how many 8-year-olds a lightsaber can go through.
And he's like,
Damn, it went through all
oh
of them.
my god.
So
Who would have thunk it?
Didn't slow down one bit.
I don't know.
There was not a single hesitation. Not that little kid crying, nothing. He's just like,
A weird Star Wars fact that's popped in my head that I kind of want to tell you, but you might already know. So if you don't know, I don't. Whatever. Like, you know how much a lightsaber weighs?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's only the hilt. Like,
Yeah.
the plasma beam, you don't feel. So imagine, like that Zelda sword right there.
Pause. What is the actual saber?
What is it?
Mm-hmm.
Plasma.
I don't think
That's-
we ever got like an answer, but
it's-
that's the
it's-
closest you
Isn't
can go
it like
to.
actually like light?
It's plasma light, whatever that means.
Right. No. So I'm just saying, like, you know, like obviously light doesn't have like a weight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was told that like years ago, like that totally threw
Like
me off.
on
'Cause
some level, you kind of feel like it's not,
like-
but when you get told it, you're like,
me,
"God
like no, yeah, because like what the fuck would I ever think of that?
Yeah.
I don't.
Me being a kid, I'm like picking up sticks and shit, you know,
And you can
they're
feel the
heavy,
tip of it.
You can feel the tip, but like I
yeah.
was like, dude, imagine like holding this,
And then,
but I can swing it and it hits something way over there. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like pick up that sword and like swing. It's heavy.
like, okay, yeah.
I can whip the fuck out of this pen.
Okay,
dude.
okay, yeah, okay. I guess it's the weightlessness of
Yeah.
it.
oh my
I've always
god.
thought that fascinating.
See, I'm not gonna. One of the things that I found fascinating was like I watched this video about like, you know, if lightsabers was real and shit.
Yeah.
And like I just love it because they're just like, well, first of all, if you had a lightsaber, the heat that's coming off of it would probably kill you just from fucking holding it.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking
That, and like, I think it might be the same thing you're talking about, the guy with the blonde hair.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well,
No, the
like-
Asian guy who has the mirrors, who's shooting laser. Is
Well-
that the one you're talking about?
That is 100% not it.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I think I've seen that one though.
He's got like two mirrors
Yeah.
and he's like projecting it in a tube. He's like,
No,
well,
that's
theoretically, this
literally
is
what I was gonna fix and say. Lightsabers are impossible because there's no way to stop the plasma light.
Yeah.
Like it will. Like if a lightsaber theoretically was real,
It would just travel
it would travel forever.
Mm-hmm. There's no way to like.
That'd be the deadliest thing ever.
There's no bit.
You imagine turning that shit. Every time you turn it on, you have a potential to like
Go through the earth.
go through the universe.
We,
Like you.
That's the thing. It ain't even heavy, dog.
we
No, that's
have
what I'm saying. But
those
you have to
lasers.
treat it like that because you like think about it. You just.
You
I killed myself.
But
Turn that thing on.
there's
You're like,
no resistance, no matter how long it is.
Right, no, but that's
So
what I'm
if
saying.
it
You
goes
have to
infinitely to the
choose
galaxy, you're just like, yeet, and the world just right through the earth. Like it doesn't matter how long it is; it doesn't weigh shit. You can
Yeah.
still do all this
The
shit.
only thing-
It's just going way the fuck
the
out
only
there.
thing to stop it would be another lightsaber. That's
But
how
nothing
that
to
weird,
stop that saber.
Yeah.
So I mean, then you get another one, and nothing stops this one, and then you go infinitely and infinitely.
We have the power to do it. We just don't have the enough energy to make it that hot.
to make it stable,
And-
make it stop.
Doctors' offices, they have those. They
Yeah.
can literally straight through the arm.
Yeah, but it's not like I wanted to like.
All they have to do is get a bigger battery.
You want
All
to
they have to do is get a bigger battery.
decapitate someone?
I mean, not even someone.
That's someone,
like,
just the younglings.
Maybe even just a tree, a bush. Man,
The
I'm tired of
younglings.
cutting the grass. I'm tired of cutting the bushes. Maybe I just want to.
Just like you just line up on the ground. You're just like, all right, grass is cut.
Just do one good like.
Dude, I'm gonna
like
tell you
act like
something.
you skipping a rock. Just,
Bro, if a Rick and Mortal party just went right here in this table, 3 lightsabers went, we'd all three
I
be
guarantee
dead. We'd be
you-
dead in a day.
I was gonna say we would need to go to the hospital within hours.
Oh my god.
What are you gonna do? What do you do? Like, that's the thing. That's why, like, when people in Star Wars universe get their hands chopped off, they're okay because
It's perfectly cauterized
it's
already.
perfectly cut and it's cauterized. What the fuck? Nothing, dog.
I mean, you could go
Sorry
to the
about your
hospital,
hand.
but like,
It's done.
the only thing you need is the meds at that point.
I mean, you can
Some
go like to a
painkillers.
taxidermy and get it like stuffed and put on a plaque.
but
That's my hand.
But that
Used to
arm
be
is-
attached right here.
Damn, you know what's fucked up? Like, you know how it's like you cut off your finger, it's like if you can get it back
In ice
time.
in a bag.
Yeah.
and-
Like, no, there is none of that.
No.
This part is
It's
perfect.
cauterized.
It's
First of
done.
all,
It's
damn.
done.
They
The
would have
nerves,
to take that
everything.
cauterized nerve,
They'd have to recut you.
shave it, recut it.
They
They would
would-
shave that shit off
They would not
and
do
put
that.
it back
They
together.
wouldn't do
They'd be
that.
like, "No, fuck you, you ain't got an
Bro,
arm."
and that's the thing. Even if that was possible, theoretically, right? That would mean, okay, right? Let's say, like, this hand gets chopped off by a lightsaber, right? You'd have to cut off the cauterized part. You'd be like this, dude. You'd be short.
It's a grab hold of my strong hand. Oh my god.
This is my long arm.
Ready to fight, bitch.
Next UFC fighter, former Jedi. He has 5
Former
inches
Jedi
on left.
Friday.
He has 5 inches on the left hook, 4 on the right.
His reach is 73
Hold
slash
on,
72
hold on,
and a half.
hold on. But he still got the force, so it's just like, hey, like,
Not even
you may
touching
be
me.
thinking, oh, this is an easy ass whooping. Turn around, get whooped, get stomped.
Oh,
He didn't
man.
even touch me.
Oh.
Alrighty. You guys any final thoughts on anything?
Trailer was great.
Actually, it was great. I'm really excited to see this, especially because it's like, the last of the
era.
mm-hmm. In the veneer. I like that.
Juice?
Good.
Alrighty.
All right, well, this has been another episode of Operation C.M.G. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
You can also find us at Twitter and Facebook at Operation CMG, and also on Instagram at op_CMG.
Later.
Later.
All right.
Over and out.